beans or favia beans on plot 1, and you can see these are doing quite well. I'm going to take the nets off today and do some weeding to clear these, and also to take pinch out some of these beans to take home to use in stir fries. This is the first time I've grown these beans, and they're usually used as a green manure, and the roots gather little buds of nitrogen in them, and some people will let them grow quite tall and then cut them down and dig them in, or cut them down and lay them on top of the soil and let them rot down. But we're going to use this green manure partly as a crop by taking some of the beans now, and then we will chop off any growth on the top and put into the compost bin rather than lay it on top, because this is where our potatoes are going to go this year, so along here. So we're going to start to clear it now. The thing about these favia beans or field beans, they're the same family as broad beans, and when the broad beans starts to pod and set those pods, they use the nitrogen in the roots, so the nitrogen is no longer available for the soil. So cutting them down before they've actually formed any pods is much better for putting nitrogen back into the soil. The one thing I've learnt this year is I've left too much space really in between the rows. I could have sown them a lot more densely, and also we put down this netting because we have very bad rodent populations, and we wouldn't have had any beans left at all. So on the other side of plot 1, in this glass area, are our beans for pods, and they're really doing very well, and I'll stake them up fairly soon. You don't have to have a glass area at all, just that last year, although I did 2 or 3 sowings of broad beans, the rodents ate them all, and the year before we had such bad winds, the winds broke a lot of them, so we didn't get much of a crop. So I have these glass sheets on site anyway, so I thought, well, I might as well put them up, give them a bit of shelter, and you can see they've done really well. So these were the first sowings that I did here, and they're doing really well, and this was the second later sowing, so that we get a bit of a stagnated crop. But I'll go in later on and put some strings up to hold them up as well. But I'm really pleased with these broad beans, that we'll get a crop this year, unlike the previous 2 years when we've had nothing. You can see that some of them, like this one, you can see the beginnings of the flowers here, which is good. I like to grow them early in the year because A, it frees up the space earlier, and B, we try to avoid too much of the black fly that inevitably comes along with broad beans. And yes, there are things that you can do to minimize the damage that the black fly do, but it gets very messy. But as these grow, I'll show you how they're getting on. So the field beans, to take them, here they are, and just pinch about here, like that, and you can see there's already another shoot coming up, and this will also send up more shoots, and as they come up, so I'll pick all of these that are about this size, and that will make a nice stir fry. You could steam them, add them to salads, a very nice little crop to have during the winter months. So I've got one last tray of broad beans that need to go in on the allotment. So I'm Teresa, the London organic grower. Thank you for watching. please subscribe and press the bell and select all, and that way you'll be notified of future videos. Please give us a thumbs up if you've liked the content, and leave any comments or questions that you might have. Until the next one, happy growing. See you then. Bye bye.